a white guy trying to talk to black people.
I'm not.
Bitch, no, you're
What's that?
Said you need to stop picking on people. Start doing real jokes.
Most stand-up comedians step onto the stage with the intention of making people laugh. But some audience members are easily offended by harmless jokes. In today's video, we'll witness these individuals getting destroyed by the sharp wit and humor of the comedians. When they try to heckle or protest the funny bits, the clever responses from the comedians not only silence them, but also reveal the absurdity of their arguments to the audience. Let's begin with the situation involving Sammy Obeid, who was accused of racism because of jokes he made during his performance. Sammy Obeid's comedy pushes the boundaries of satire but is often misunderstood and met with opposition from some in the audience.
Berkeley, I majored in math. Yeah, all right. Go Bears, we got a lot of Bears up in this. I majored in math, which is why I do comedy now. Now, a lot of people don't like math, but half of us are math people. Half of the world is technically above the 50th percentile. You know what I mean? If you don't know what that means, you're below it. That's just a simple test, right? It's a mean joke, if you know what I mean. But I write a lot of math jokes, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to use my degrees, pun intended. Now, but people don't really respond to a girl at the bar like, hey girl, your legs make a triangle so right.
The story starts with Sammy K. Obeid sharing that he majored in mathematics, where the joke lies in the contrast between math, a highbrow intellectual field, and comedy, which is typically seen as light and entertaining.
What did the triangle say to the square when they were buying a house together? Cosine, Sammy Obeid, nice to meet you. I should be in, I should be in right there. But no, she's yelling at me, she's going off on a tangent, you know what I'm saying? I'm the tangent, guys. These are math jokes, they're all math jokes, they're all math jokes.
Sammy K. Obeid repeatedly emphasized that everything he said was just math-related jokes, almost as a self-aware commentary on his comedic style. This repetition created a self-deprecating humor and highlighted that even if the audience didn't get all the wordplay, it was simply because the jokes were rooted in mathematical concepts.
My family's originally from Beirut, Lebanon. Yeah, thank you. Go Beirut. I've never been there. I've been to New York, which is a little closer. Now, in New York and on the East Coast, they call the game beer pong Beirut. I didn't know that. Yeah, they call it beer pong Beirut. My friend in New York's like, hey bro, you wanna play Beirut? What kind of creepy racist question is that? He's like, come on, man, it'll be fun. I was like, all right, so I took him hostage. I didn't know how the house rules were. You know?
The most intense part of this comedy show is probably here, when Sammy K. Obeid tells a story about the pronunciation of the word Beirut, which sounds like bay. This reminded him of a racially charged question.
But I'm part Lebanese, I'm part Palestinian, so I'm in the news all the time right now. Now, it's crazy because I'm Palestinian, my roommate is Jewish. So, we always fight over where his room starts and mine ends, okay? So, I mean, he pays more rent, but I've been there longer, you feel me, all right? You feel me?
The history of the conflict between Palestinians and Jews in Israel was turned by Sammy into a humorous story about living with roommates and daily situations, used to address a serious political issue in a comedic light.
Tricky, I understand it is tricky because the Jews were in Israel first a very long time ago. They were there, but then they left, you know, they left. It's like you leave your towel on the bench press at the gym, and then you go, you know, you leave for 3 hours. Someone's gonna grab that towel and wrap it around their head. But the thing is, we share culture all the time, me and my roommate. I asked him, I said, hey man, what do you like most about being Jewish? He's like, I never thought about that before. I was like, just give me something off the top of your head. So he gave me his yarmulke, and I'm kidding. He sold it to me. Come on, these are all fun jokes. Everybody has a good time. Bridge the cultural relations. It's very important. It's good. What's that? What's that?
He said you need to stop picking on people. Start doing real jokes.
It's clear that some audience members didn't understand Sammy K. Obeid's humor. He was just trying to make them laugh with stories about everyday life. But some overly sensitive members took offense to his jokes and accused him of racism.
You jackass.
My brother. Okay, look. I'm a person, you're a person. I'm talking about real shit. Majoring in math, did that. Palestinian Jewish roommate, did that. Family from Beirut, did that shit. This is all real shit, brother. This is all real shit. This is my life. This is my life. You don't like talking about race? You don't like talking about race?
Sammy K. Obaid's expressions and body language showed his frustration with this particular audience member, who not only failed to understand his jokes, but also found them ridiculous.
It's the cheap way out.
It's the cheap way out, man. Well, you know what? Race is a reality to me, man. And it's a reality to most people. And I'm making light of it. I'm making light of it, brother. Why would the majority of the crowd be booing you if it's... Did I have a turban? No, I do not have a turban. However, I will say, okay, look, you had a turban growing up, I didn't. Is that what you're saying? I get mistaken for being Indian all the time. And it annoys me too, because there's a difference, bro. People are like, you're Indian. I'm not Indian. You can't just pick any brown person and call us Indian. You're not Columbus. That one's for you. That one's for you.
Of course, an argument broke out on stage during Sammy K. Obaid's comedy show, where he managed to silence the woke heckler who had been booing him. This is the outcome that blind followers of woke culture deserve. Next, we move to a situation in a performance by comedian Troy Bond, which will end with a heckler in tears, leaving the show. But first, let's go back to where it all began to understand the event.
Comedians, they are trying to heckle. So let's get started with this situation with
most pro anti-Trump comic out there. That
You're not.
Shut the fuck up!
No, you shut the fuck up. As a white guy trying to talk for black people.
I'm not.
Bitch, no, you're not.
Yes, I wasn't.
No, you were.
You just tuned in.
You were trying to.
Well,
You were trying to.
For what? What are you upset about? It's not me.
No, and shut up. Any black person that tried to laugh at his fucking jokes, no.
Stop having.
Stand-up comedian Troy Bond began his set by saying how happy he was to have the audience's support. But just a few minutes later, he would have to take that back as a woman in the front row yelled at him.
Go ahead, yeah. Stop having fun.
Can we get her an Adderall or something?
Wow. Are you serious?
See, yeah, no, that's what happens.
No, you're white, trying to like talk about, no, and you.
My probation officer is here now. I don't know who the fuck you're mad at, but it's not me.
No, a white person trying to make fun.
It's not hard to see how uncomfortable Troy Bond was with this heckler. Although he tried to stay calm, his anger was ready to erupt at any moment.
See, now you're crying, and I was just trying to make you laugh.
No, don't do that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna make fun. I was trying to be empathetic.
It wasn't funny.
It was not.
No. I don't care. You trying to like laugh at that shit. That's
How dare I at a comedy club? She came here for a TED Talk. Everybody knows you go to the basement for political opinion. I don't even know what he's saying, but it's just...
It's puzzling that even though she started the argument, it was the heckler who ended up choking up and crying. What exactly was going on with this heckler?
you a bitch.
Why do you think I'm doing this for a living? You think I was a football player? I'm a bitch, goddammit. There's nothing you can say to me I haven't said 6 inches from the mirror. You're the first name going in my suicide note tonight. Have a good night.
It's quite amusing to think that this woman came to the basement to express her political views.
Now's the time I need you on my side.
No, that was the most racist joke ever.
No, I got like 4 more in the chamber.
No, Kamala Harris.
Wait, don't drop the scarf, man. That was $3 at Dollar Tree, man.
Every time the heckler called him out or criticized him, Troy responded twice as strongly, making it clear she couldn't hurt him. As expected, under the counterattacks from Troy Bond and the laughter from the audience, this weak heckler broke down, cried, and eventually left the venue. Even as she left, she continued to heckle and criticize Troy Bond, but it didn't seem impactful enough to make him lose his cool. In fact, it only made his stand-up show more memorable.
Yeah, go pick up the gun she left under the chair.
Are you serious? No, y'all wanna laugh about it?
I'm so horny for no reason right now. Don't bully me, I'll come, bitch.
So, after completely destroying the heckler, he would just continue with the show and even poke fun at her, further showing how he won. But the next situation is with Sammy Obeid, who would also end up getting called racist for the jokes he was making. So let's start off with those jokes.
Once again, we return to a performance by Sammy K. Obeid, but this time the heckler is furious over political issues, and you can probably guess what kind of ending the heckler is going to get, right?
You know, or we could just not bomb anyone. I think it's another alternative.
Politics ain't funny.
That one too, I guess. You want to... Oh, you don't like everything that I'm talking about, basically. Is that what's going on? Pretty much. Well, you're out of luck for the next 30 minutes, dude. Bro. Politics ain't funny. That's got to be the worst take I ever heard, bro. Politics is some funny man.
Right.
What's up?
Read the room.
Read the room, yeah.
This situation speaks to the fact that when watching political comedy, you don't always need to agree with everything being said. American comedy encourages you to pick out the parts that make you laugh while maintaining politeness during the parts you don't agree with. Instead of reacting strongly, you just need to wait for something more aligned with your taste to laugh at. That's the subtle art of enjoying comedy. Not about complete agreement, but about knowing how to relax and enjoy it. In the context of the widespread woke culture, it's not uncommon for people from this camp to end up in awkward situations due to their own arguments. Comedians often seize these moments as perfect opportunities to poke fun at and expose the absurdity of such views. If you enjoyed our content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep exploring more of these entertaining stories. Have a wonderful day!